Former Congresswoman Mary Bono is now the chair of Mothers Against Prescription Drug Abuse. The organization will soon host its first Leadership Awards reception in Palm Desert to honor community leaders fighting against the misuse of opioids and fentanyl. I spoke with Bono about the event and the drug crisis in our nation. Mary, tell us about the upcoming Leadership Awards reception.
Well, MAPDA, or Mothers Against Prescription Drug Abuse, is really pleased to be honoring three great leaders in Riverside County. Your own Karen Devine, for starters, and then Sheriff Chad Bianco and our District Attorney Mike Hestron. These are all folks who've been very involved and helpful in the fight against opioids and fentanyl. So we're looking forward to get a bunch of friends together and support these great people.
It continues to be a huge problem, prescription drug abuse. What are you seeing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it gets worse by the day and scarier by the day, I would say, too. And it's no longer prescription drugs, definitely like OxyContin or things you're getting from the pharmacy and then are being diverted and abused. Now we have fentanyl-laced pills that look legitimate, but they're illicit. They're doctored, they're laced with oftentimes a lethal dose of fentanyl. It is really a crisis. And now it's morphing into a new drug that we're seeing called Tranq. And unfortunately, Tranq doesn't have an overdose reversal medication, sort of the way opioids do. In an opioid overdose, you can usually reverse or oftentimes reverse an overdose with naloxone. So it's morphing, it's getting scarier by the day. One thing we talk about at MAPDA is to make sure you have a conversation with your loved ones, because unfortunately, it seems that people don't know about this crisis and this issue until it's too late. And also, a lot of people think that they have the good kids, and that their good kids won't be exposed to these horrible drugs. And the truth of the matter is, they are. And good kids, all kids, everybody right now. The threat, we're seeing kids as young as 12 overdosing on some of these drugs. So it's really a crisis, and I'm just so glad that we have the leaders that we do, in Chad and Mike and Karen. Karen's such a gem of the desert, and she was who hooked me up originally with mothers who had lost children to opioids, and we've been working hard to address the problem ever since.
Yeah, we certainly love Karen, and it just seems like, what do you do to combat this problem? Is there anything that we as a society can do to stop this?
Well, there is, and first of all, again, it starts with having a conversation. People need to become armed with the facts and to recognize that any pill that is given to you that you do not know the source, the origin was directly from a pharmacy, a pharmacist, a legitimate source. You have to avoid it. One mistake can be lethal now. So, and I think that's what we have to tell people, and it's communication. But beyond that, we're working hard on reducing the stigma that it surrounds any substance use disorder. And trying to get people, to talk about it and to get into treatment recovery, celebrate people who are in recovery. So there's this continuum too that we work on all the time. And that is, again, addressing long-term recovery efforts. But right now with the fentanyl crisis, it really is a different ballgame. And, the other thing is the government can do a lot. They're finally waking up to the fact fentanyl is coming up over our borders. The precursors are going from China to Mexico and then being made into fentanyl and then brought up to poison our kids and our neighbors. So it's a got to be all hands on deck approach, but every person needs to talk about it, especially to their children from, hate to say it, but probably 10 or 11 on up through past college age.
You're so right. And for folks who would like to attend the upcoming awards luncheon, what do they need to know?
Well, it's at Desert Willow on April 5th. And if they want more information, they can go to our website, which is www.mapda.net.
Mary, this is such an important topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Hope to see you all there.